Hey guys, this is HD, and I'm back with another Starcraft 2 replay. Today we're actually going to be looking at Sen once again on the Korean servers. He is going to be playing Zerg as his usual race. And of course you guys can see the map is Desert Oasis. So this map typically spawns some pretty epic long matchups. We'll see if that's the case this game. His opponent is going to be Ensnare, who's playing as a Terran player. Now, I don't know much about Ensnare. I've never really heard of the player before. I do know about Sen, and you guys seen quite a few games of Sen playing already. So I think this is probably going to be a pretty good game. Basically, he sent me this replay pack and said, hey, these are some of the coolest games I played, or something like that. So we'll see what happens this game. Looks like he's not, Ensnare's not going to be blocking off the ramp, so that's already a little bit intriguing. Usually a Terran player will opt to block off the ramp with a supply depot. But putting the supply depot here does mean that Ensnare can run some Zerglings in, and we'll see if that's what he decides to do this game. Now, Sen has a couple of options, I think. Seeing that how he's on Desert Oasis, there's a couple of different things that you can go. One of the things you can do is go for a fast expansion. You can go for standard 14, or actually you can even go for 15 pool, and then throw down the fast expansion because the map rush distance is so far away. But it doesn't look like that's what Sen is doing. He did throw down his spawning pool at 14 supply, as you guys can see right here. And he is just getting his Overlord into the opponent's base right now. Now, one important thing to note about this map is that the air rush distance is extremely short, so you can get into your opponent's base very quickly. Now, look at how the refinery is already up for Ensnare. Sen immediately sent his Overlord here instead of sending it here. Now, what that allows him to do is see if Ensnare is going for that fast refinery. And the reason for that is because this map is very lenient towards Reaper rushes. And if you get your Overlord in there, you see that extractor, then you'll know exactly if possibly there's going to be some Reapers coming. So we'll see if that's what Ensnare tries to do. He's just now getting the gas. Oh no, he's actually throwing down a factory. And Sen is going to see this with his Overlord as it starts to scoot over. And he's actually walling off his ramp with a racks and a factory. That's very creative right there. And the point of getting a fast factory, well, you can do two things. You can get some quick Hellions, or you can throw down a quick starport, or you could even try to go mech. The possibilities are definitely open, and I think Ensnare is probably going to go with either mech or some kind of air build because he is getting two refineries down. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw down a starport or even tried to hide it, probably put it like up here or something so that the Overlords won't be able to see it. Meanwhile, Sen is not grabbing an expansion yet, just now going out. So this is a pretty delayed expansion, getting it at 23 supply. And the reason for that is because he was worried about a possible Reaper attack. That's not the case now, as he did see the factory. And so now he feels comfortable throwing down that hatchery. It is a little bit delayed, rather late, other than 15 hatcheries. So he is going to have a little bit slower economy, but he's still going to be just fine. Notice how he has two queens out already. One queen dedicated to spawning larvae, one queen for the creep tumor, and this queen is going to make its way over to this expansion and help defend it should an attack occur. So we do have a fast starport coming out, so we are going to be seeing possibly a quick Viking. Yes, we do have one Viking on the way. A fast Viking does allow the Terran player to snipe out and take out these floating Overlords. And if you can control the Overlords as the Terran player, don't allow the Zerg player to get that scouting, that critical scouting, then you'll be able to control the map. And that's key, and all it costs is one Viking. So this is a nice play here from Ensnare. Now notice he is getting a siege tank. He does have a tech lab on the factory. So it looks like he might possibly be thinking about maybe getting a dropship after this Viking. This Viking's going to start to go to work right away on this Overlord. This Overlord for Sen is simply going to be used for a sacrifice. It wants to see exactly what's going on. And I think this is well worth it for Sen because he sees the Vikings now, so he knows exactly what his opponent is up to. Now, do we have a dropship? Yes, we do have a medevac dropship on the way. The first siege tank is done with siege tech on the way. So we might see some creative dropship play where he's going to use his siege tanks, or we might see Ensnare put his siege tanks here and deny the refinery, or I guess I should say the extractors for the Zerg player. We'll see what happens. Sen now just getting his lair on the way. Taking a look at the production tab, we do have engineering bay on the way. The expansion now is starting to get saturated. Unit counter showing 30 drones for Sen, who is playing a very macro-heavy build, versus 23 for Ensnare. And Ensnare really is kind of focusing more on a harass-oriented build, getting these siege tanks, even getting a Hellion on the way right now. His siege tech is almost done, and his dropship is on the way. And this dropship is actually empty. And he's moving with the siege tanks and marines. Notice he's got an SCV here. That SCV is going to be used to place down a bunker, no doubt. And he is going to harass the gas from going up. But Sen is only relying on one of these refineries so far. He has a ton of Zerglings coming out. Does he have speed on the way? Speed is actually already done. And yes, Ensnare is going to drop off a load of siege tank and marines. And he's going to basically stop all mining at this expansion. These Zerglings aren't going to be able to do a darn thing. Sen coming in with a couple of queens. These queens are probably going to go down. Sen's got to be careful here. He doesn't want to lose a queen this early on. Oh, transfusion being used on this queen right here. Ensnare forced to fall back, and he does have a bunker right here to help defend. And he's even throwing up a missile turret. So now we see the reasoning behind that engineering bay. That's going to mean that if Sen has some kind of a ranged unit, the missile turret is going to block off the overlords from scouting the cliff over here. Now Sen is going to stop this refinery from mining any more gas, but Ensnare, but I don't think that's going to count too badly, because Sen has these two refineries over here, so he's not doing too bad. He is definitely starving in terms of gas though, as Ensnare's Viking is going to just kind of poke around here, and I did see the Spire. So it looks like Sen was trying to go for 2-hatch mutas, and we have some action on this side of the map. Zerglings surrounding the siege tank. Uh-oh, siege tank getting taken out. That was a reinforcing siege tank that was trying to get over here to help this fortified position. Now the speedlings getting in here. There is a Hellion, a siege tank, and a bunker. I think Sen's going to be in trouble. I don't think he's going to be able to break this. Oh, he does take out the bunker and the turret, but the marines, oh, they do take out the siege tank. So Sen there was able to use his Zerglings to basically take out that tank. Now he's going to be able to get these two very crucial geysers, and that's important because he needs that gas for the 2-hatch muta build. Let's see how many mutalisks he has on the way. Only 2, and the reason for that is because his gas right now is very, very low, only 100 gas. And that would not have been the case had he been mining from these extractors. And so I think Ensnare made that well worth it. He's delayed the mutas, and he even saw the Spire when he had that Viking over there. So he's definitely got some turrets up around his main base. He's not expanded quite yet, still playing on one base here. Now we do have Ensnare, looks like he's setting up yet another position. He's got the missile turret here, as well as yet another bunker coming up. No siege tank on the way quite yet, but it is going to be crucial for Ensnare to stop these extractors from mining. Since Sen is focusing so much on these mutalisks, he's only got 3 right now. 1 missile turret should be able to take care of that, along with the Viking. But whoa, look at these speedlings coming in. The Hellions do have the upgrade that noticed by the blue flames coming out of the Hellion, but there's not enough Hellions to deal with the speedlings. The speedlings do take out the bunker and all of the Hellions, but the siege tank is up and ready to go, and the siege tank is starting to barrage the extractor. And Sen here is going to start losing gas. His income rate showing him pretty darn low on the gas compared to his minerals. And another extractor is starting to get taken out here as Sen realizes he needs to make something happen. He's moving with speedlings across the map as well as mutas, and he's gonna try to make something happen. Uh-oh, Ensnare needs to land this barracks. Oh, this is gonna be huge. If Sen can run the speedlings into the Terran player's base, is he gonna notice that the door is wide open? The speedlings are in, This siege tank, the siege tank's days are pretty much numbered, and I think the siege tank is gonna get taken out here by the 2 speedlings. No, it is gonna be very close, but Ensnare is gonna stay alive, and he is gonna complete the wall off as he throws off yet another command center. Meanwhile, more speedlings coming out for Sen. The fortification for Ensnare doing very well here, taking out 1 refinery here, dropping off more marines. This extractor is going to go down, and now Sen is in a huge amount of trouble. He does not have the gas to produce mutalisks, and does he have a plan up his sleeve? Does he have something? He can't get into the walls. He's trying to get more speedlings. The wall has been fortified, and there are missile turrets and Vikings everywhere. These mutas are completely worthless. Meanwhile, it looks like some speedlings did make their way to the siege tank, and there's just action all over the map right now. Speedlings here are forced to fall back from the Hellion, but I think that a lot of drones might have been taken out in that last exchange. Look at the drone count. 25 for the Zerg player, 31 for the Terran. So there was a lot of drone casualties here from that Marine drop.